Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. For the time today, I will present the journal paper as a requirement for the publication, temporary version of in IGAHS journal. Okay, uh, my journal paper entitled is Integration of Message queue and row policy in spray and distance protocol for delay tolerant network in smart city scenario. My name is Agus Salim. I am the first author of this manuscript, and the second author is Masato Suro, Professor Masato Suro from Department of Computer Science and Network, Kyushu Institute of Technology, Japan. Then the third author is Dr. Igede Susrama Masdiasa and Basuki Rahmat. We are also from the same institution, Department of Information Technology, Universitas Pembangunan Nasional, Veteran Jawa Timur, Surabaya, Indonesia. Okay, before I explain the topic of our paper, let me introduce the DTN. DTN is a delay tolerant network designed to operate effectively in environment where traditional network architecture face challenges due to the high latency, frequent disconnection, or unpredictable network topology change. This is where the DTN used. In the first development, DTN used for space communication, and the second is in the rural remote area networking and etc. And then for this paper, we use DTN as smart city and urban application and Internet of Things. In this Internet of Things, DTN support IoT devices with intermittent connectivity, for example, in wildlife monitoring, agricultural field, and environmental sensing. And then for the smart city and urban application, DTN support communication between vehicle and infrastructure and enhancing traffic management, safety application, for example, in the environment monitoring. DTN enables the use of multiple paths and providers to efficiently deliver data. NASA has been actively developing and utilize delay tolerant network to enhance communication in space missions and interplanetary exploration. The unique challenge of space communication, such as long distance, signal delays, intermittent connectivity, and etc. Okay, in this slide, show that the difference of DTN architecture and bundle protocol. What the difference with the conventional network? The DTN have one additional layer called bundle layer. Bundle layer mean is an overlay protocol that work with the store and forward-based protocol. In the bundle layer, there are custody transfer capability that have a persistent storage. The storage will store the data during the disruption and transmit it, and then will transmit the data when the connectivity is for restored. This is how the routing protocol work in DTN. This example is for epidemic routing. There are destination node and source node that generate a message. When the source node encountered with the node number 1 or other node, then the message will forward to the another node. And then when node 1 move to other location and encounter with the other nodes, and then the message will forward to the other nodes. The same with next movement. When the location is different and then the node encounter with the another node, message will forward until the message sent to the destination node. The problem statement of our paper, as we know that the advent of smart city in developing country has introduced a paradigm shift in the urban infrastructure and communication system. Normally, 3G, 4G, or low or LPWA infrastructure provided by commercial network have a high cost of deploying and maintaining the infrastructure. This is significantly hinder the widespread of implementation of smart city in developing countries. However, DTN is promising to implement it as data collection network for smart city in developing country because it can utilizing the vehicle as a route or not to forward data from IoT devices to the monitoring server. We don't need to develop another new infrastructure to employ DTN as data collection network for smart city. This is our related work. Some researchers have done to implement the DTN as an alternative network in a smart city scenario. This is our Surabaya Smart Environment scenario. This is our evaluation scenario based on the real condition in Surabaya. The detail of this scenario, the system will collect data from 40 wireless sensor throughout the Surabaya city area. There are 40 IoT devices, and then the data generated and transmitted to the 5 roadside units that located in the several bus routes. So we assume that the wireless sensor have a limited capabilities for efficient power consumption. So a simple routing protocol is needed to forward data to mobile nodes. And then based on our scenario, we then implement the scenario to the one simulator, the opportunistic network environment simulator. This is our detailed information regarding our simulation scenario. The duration of simulation is about 24 hours, and then the number of buffer storage is about 2 GB. Data rate Wi-Fi about 44.5 megabit per second, and the range is about 30 meters. The total generated message is variety from 3 gigabytes until 13 gigabytes with the 400 kilobyte of message size. And then this is our proposed integration. As I said before, that the integration is based on our previous proposed routing protocol and then integrated with the hop-count based message queue and message time to leave based drop policy. So that we can see in the flow chart that the yellow ones is the short queue message, and the green one is the buffer management or drop policy management. When the message is generated in the node A, then the A encounter with node B, there are process that the nodes will update the hop distance value to the destination method. And then we'll check if node B is destination, the message will be directly delivered to the node B. But if no, there are the number of L check. When the L is equal 1, so there are check the hop value of node B. If its value smaller than node A, so the message will be sorted based on the hop count based message queue, and then the message will be sent to the node B. But when the buffer storage of node B full, then the message that stored in node B will be removed based on its TTL value. Okay. And then this is the result and discussion. As we can see in the picture, the figure, our proposed protocol achieve better performance in the size of delivered message than the other routing protocol. For overhead ratio, this overhead on top, the overhead ratio of our proposed routing protocol is higher than the other routing protocol, but it's still lower than epidemic protocol. For the average latency, you can see that on top, our proposed integration protocol with HCMQ and MTDP have a slightly higher overhead, but the average latency is similar with the spread and wait. So we also evaluate the average hop count. We can see that the spread and wait have a lower hop count. Our proposed protocol have a similar hop count when the total size of generated message it's about 3 giga and 4 gigabyte. However, when the number of total generated message increase, the number of hop count, average of hop count of our proposed protocol is slightly higher, especially in 13 gigabyte of total generated message. And then the conclusion of our presentation, implementing 3G, 4G, or LPWA network is costly in developing countries. So DTN offer cheaper or low-cost alternative because it will using a public vehicle to relay IoT data. This paper integrates the hop count based message queue and message TTL based drop policy into the spray and hop distance protocol and evaluate in Surabaya Smart City scenario. The results show that our proposed protocol deliver the most message with low latency despite higher overhead. It outperforms other protocols, especially under high message loads. For the future work, we should explore machine learning to enhance our routing protocol and develop DTN-based hardware prototype for smart cities. Thank you very much for the attention. It's all of our presentation regarding our manuscript. Once again, thank you very much.